As someone who has never baked a cake in her life, I took it upon myself to bake my daughter's 4 years birthday cake, and it came out so beautiful. It was super delicious, very moist, and I was so proud of myself. If you also want to learn, you should watch this video to the end to see how I baked a cake as a beginner. I went in with 500 grams of margarine, that is 2 sachets, and I also went in with 2 cups of sugar. You would want to mix this until it doubles in size. I made use of a hand mixer. I also mixed my buttermilk, that is 1 cup of evaporated milk, with a tablespoon of lemon juice. You can make use of white vinegar. And here I was sieving out 4 cups of flour. This is me showing you how you should measure out your flour. Guys, I'll try to make this video as detailed as possible. Once your sugar and margarine looks like this, you know it is time for the next step. I made use of 7 large eggs. You can use 8, but because of how big these eggs were, I made use of 7. So you want to go in with 1 egg at a time. Break 1 egg, pour into the sugar and margarine mix, and then mix until the egg disappears. This process took about 30 seconds each. It was so satisfying to watch. This is what the batter looks like after going in with the eggs. To my 4 cups of flour, I went in with 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I also threw in a pinch of salt. I gave that a very good mix. I added 1 tablespoon of vanilla essence to the cake batter, and I also gave that a very good mix. I poured the entire flour into the cake batter. You can decide to do this gradually, but I mean, at the end of the day, you just want the cake batter to be well combined with the flour. Professional bakers say we should not mix at this point. We cut and fold, just like you can see me do. Remember that buttermilk I prepared? I poured in the entire cup at this point. You want to keep mixing until you can no longer see any liquid from the milk. Guys, look at how lush my cake batter is looking. At this point, I was already preheating my oven, and I had already prepared my pan off camera. I applied a generous amount of margarine to the pan, and I dusted with some flour. This will prevent the cake from sticking to the pan. The shape and size of pan you want to use totally depends on you. Once I was done scooping in the batter to the pan, I decided to lightly tap the pan on a hard surface to release air bubbles. And guys, this is what we have. The cakes came out beautiful, super delicious. Guys, this cake, it was so tasty. I was so happy because this is my first time ever baking a cake. The base of this round one was a little bit burnt because it was closer to the fire in the oven, but I scraped that off before coating. As a first timer, I should have stopped at only baking, right? But no, after all, they say what is worth doing is worth doing well. I decided I was going to cover this cake, and guys, I did it. So if you want to see how I cover this cake, continue watching this video, and please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Tell me in the comment section, have you ever baked a cake before? What was your first experience like? For every 1 kg of icing sugar, you use 500 grams of margarine. I wanted to use just 1 sachet of margarine, that is 250 grams. Hence, I went in with 500 grams of icing sugar. I hope you understand. 1 entire pack of icing sugar will need 2 sachets of margarine. I am making butter icing, and it is very simple. You just want to whisk your margarine until it becomes very fluffy. and then go in with icing sugar bit by bit. Remember to save your icing sugar. Once I was done mixing the icing sugar to the margarine, I went in with half the cup of my vanilla essence and then a tablespoon of water, room temperature water, normal water. I gave that a very good mix and then scooped out some part of the mixture. I went in with a tiny drop of my food coloring because I was not sure of what will happen. I wanted to be on the safer side. So I kept going in with the color drop by drop until I was satisfied. Guys, I am not a baker. I do not have all the required tools, but I improvised. I made use of my kitchen utensils and I was happy at the end of the day. It wasn't that bad. Although, truth be told, it wasn't so easy. Video is making it look easy, but it was not easy. I struggled. So this was me coating the cake for the first time. I think this step is called crumb coating, trying to cover all the crumbs before the final covering. This is me just showing you how to put in your nozzle to the piping bag. I got this in a cake shop. I was meant to refrigerate that cake after crumb coating it. I was meant to put it in the fridge for like an hour or so, but I did not. I was rushing because it was already getting late and my babies were back from school. The color I wanted for this cake was pink, but that was not achieved because the color of the margarine affected the end result. So next time I will not be making use of margarine to coat my cake. I'll be making use of shortening. I think they said that one comes in white. At this point, I was just freestyling, honestly. I did not have any idea in mind. I was just doing as the spirit leads. This whole cake baking experience taught me one valuable lesson, which is the only limitations to some things sometimes is you. I have never baked a cake for once in my life. I have seen people bake cakes and I've come across posts of people making cake, but I wanted to bake this particular one and I did it. I was so happy. It wasn't perfect. It did not look perfect, but I was so happy because I baked it myself from start to finish without help or guidance, and the end result was so beautiful. At this point, I just did not want the icing to waste because I had no use for it again. So I wanted to just exhaust everything. And here I had to write my baby's new age. She turned 4. I was so happy. And yes, it made my girl so happy and grateful. She could not stop talking about this cake. Weeks after we had this cake, she kept thanking me and kept saying how much she loved the cake. I was just topping the cake with some sprinkles. I think they call it sprinkles. Guys, everything I got it from a cake shop. Like, just go to any baking shop and tell them what you want. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you.